Oprah Winfrey's journey is often described as one of the greatest transformations in modern media history. From extreme childhood hardship to becoming a global icon, her life reflects both extraordinary achievement and deep personal struggle. Her influence in television, publishing, and public thought reshaped popular culture and gave voice to millions. Yet behind the success lies a story shaped by adversity, resilience, and emotional endurance. This is not just a tale of fame or fortune, but of survival and reinvention. Understanding her path means looking beyond achievement and into the emotional foundation that built a global legacy. Early childhood in Mississippi. Roots of struggle. Oprah Winfrey was born in rural Mississippi in the 1950s, a time and place defined by poverty and racial inequality. Her early years were marked by instability, as she moved between caregivers while her mother worked long hours. Raised initially by her grandmother, she experienced both strict discipline and early encouragement in reading. Life on a small farm meant limited resources, and she often wore handmade clothing and lived without basic comforts. Despite this, she discovered language and storytelling as a refuge. Books became her escape, planting the seeds of curiosity and expression that would later define her career. Childhood trauma and emotional isolation. During her early childhood and preteen years, Oprah faced deeply traumatic experiences that she later openly acknowledged in interviews. These events created emotional scars that shaped her understanding of trust, safety, and identity. She lived much of her early life in silence, carrying confusion and self-blame that many children in similar circumstances experience. The lack of consistent emotional support intensified her isolation. Yet even amid this pain, she continued to excel academically, showing unusual intelligence and communication skills. This contrast between inner suffering and outward potential became a defining feature of her early development and later resilience. Life in Milwaukee. Instability and search for stability. When she moved to Milwaukee to live with her mother, Oprah entered a new but still unstable environment. Her mother worked long hours, and Oprah often shifted between homes, lacking consistent emotional grounding. The city offered more opportunity than rural Mississippi, but not the security she needed. During this time, she struggled with confusion and rebellion, reflecting the emotional burden she carried. School became one of the few stable elements in her life. Teachers noticed her intelligence and verbal ability, even as she wrestled with internal turmoil. These years shaped her awareness of both vulnerability and potential. Nashville turning point, discipline and structure. At age 14, Oprah moved to Nashville to live with her father, Vernon Winfrey. Unlike her previous environments, this household was structured, strict, and disciplined. Her father emphasized education, responsibility, and accountability, creating a controlled environment that initially felt difficult but ultimately stabilizing. Though their relationship was strict rather than emotionally expressive, it provided consistency she had not previously experienced. Rules and expectations replaced chaos, giving her a framework for rebuilding her life. Over time, this structure helped her redirect her energy towards school, communication, and performance, laying the groundwork for her emerging sense of direction. Teenage pregnancy and loss. A turning point. During her adolescence, Oprah faced a life-altering experience when she became pregnant at a young age as a result of earlier trauma. The situation brought overwhelming emotional pressure and secrecy. The child was born prematurely and passed away shortly after birth, an event she later described with profound emotional honesty. She internalized much of the pain and guilt, believing she was responsible for circumstances far beyond her control. This period marked one of the darkest emotional chapters of her life. However, it also became a turning point, pushing her toward deeper reflection and eventual personal transformation. Education and discovery of voice. Despite personal challenges, Oprah remained committed to education and self-improvement. At school, she discovered her strength in communication, particularly through public speaking and drama. Teachers recognized her natural ability to connect with audiences and encouraged her to develop her voice. She began participating in competitions where she consistently excelled. These experiences gave her confidence and a sense of identity beyond her past struggles. She learned that her voice could influence, inspire, and command attention. This realization marked the beginning of her transition from a quiet, uncertain teenager into a confident young communicator with growing ambition. Radio and television beginnings. Oprah's early career began in radio while she was still a teenager. Her ability to speak clearly, naturally, and emotionally made her stand out immediately. She soon transitioned into television, becoming one of the youngest news anchors in her region. This achievement was groundbreaking, especially given the social context of the time. Her presence on screen challenged expectations and opened doors in a field that had limited diversity. While she worked in news broadcasting, she refined her storytelling skills, learning how to engage audiences beyond factual reporting. These early professional experiences laid the foundation for her media empire. Rise to national recognition. As Oprah continued in television, she transitioned from news reporting to hosting talk shows, where her authentic and empathetic communication style resonated deeply with audiences. Her ability to connect with people's emotions distinguished her from traditional hosts. Her program eventually became nationally syndicated and dominated daytime television for decades. Viewers were drawn to her openness, relatability, and willingness to address personal and social issues. She turned conversations into cultural moments and interviews into emotional experiences. This phase of her career marked her transformation from broadcaster to influential cultural figure, shaping public dialogue across the United States. Empire building and personal cost beyond television, Oprah expanded into publishing, film, and business, building a multi-billion-dollar media empire. Her influence extended into literature, politics, and philanthropy, with her recommendations often driving national attention. However, such success came with personal sacrifices. Her demanding career limited privacy and placed her life under constant public scrutiny. Relationships and personal stability were often challenged by the scale of her work. Despite her achievements, she has spoken about the emotional complexity of maintaining fulfillment alongside fame. Her story reflects both extraordinary success and the hidden costs of living a life in the public eye. Conclusion: a legacy of strength and humanity. Oprah Winfrey's life represents a powerful narrative of resilience, transformation, and influence. From a childhood marked by hardship to global recognition, she built a legacy that reshaped media and inspired millions. Yet her journey also reveals the emotional depth behind success, showing that achievement does not erase personal history. She turned pain into purpose and voice into power, becoming a symbol of perseverance. Her story reminds us that greatness is often forged through struggle, and that behind public success lies a deeply human experience shaped by both triumph and challenge.